Time to set the scene. It's Friday, which means it's time for Cin-Emma Extra.
Summer box office in full swing already, and so I'm here to talk about it. Talk about what's here and what's coming. So we're starting off with a behemoth project that actually starts today. It's Horizon: An American Saga.
These people think that if they're tough enough, smart enough, and mean enough, all this will be there someday.
Directed, written, produced, and star of the film series. No one does a Western like Kevin Costner. So Yellowstone, obviously hugely popular. He was the lead of that. He's stepping away, but it's not like he's stepping away from the West. Look at him on his horse there. Horizon: An American Saga hitting theater in 4 parts. It chronicles a multifaceted 15-year span of pre- and post-Civil War expansion in the settlement of the American West. So the first 2 are actually coming out this summer. Part 1 in theaters right now, Part 2 coming out at the end of summer. Already seeing some pretty great reviews, but a 4-part movie series.
Jeez. How often is that a thing where you announce 4 parts that early ahead of time?
I don't know. I mean, you see movies where you go and you want to see this mega movie thriller, Fast and Furious 10, and then you're like, yeah, it's Fast and Furious 10, and it's like Part 2 will come, and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's like, that's enough.
But having 4 parts of a movie and releasing them in such quick succession, I think is a brilliant idea. It'll keep people engaged. It's already seeing some great reviews. It has a really cool cast, so I'm definitely excited to see this one. It came out today, so
all right.
It's going to be
maybe some weekend watching there.
Certainly some weekend watching if you know me at all.
All right, what else is up?
Yeah, speaking of multi-part masterpieces, Maxine rounds out the campy slasher movie trilogy directed by Ty West.
Ain't nowhere to hide. There's show business. You never work in this town again.
Maxine, what are you hiding?
In 1980s Hollywood, adult film star and aspiring actress Maxine Minks finally gets her big break. However, as a mysterious killer stalks the starlets of Los Angeles, a trail of blood threatens to reveal her sinister past. Starring Mia Goth, Lily Collins, Halsey, Maxine hits theaters July 5th. And typically, Emma Jerome, not a horror girl. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfy. I wake up sweating. But campy slasher horror, where it's like, this probably doesn't have a very high likelihood of ever happening to me.
Yeah.
I love that. So this trilogy of movies, I eat them right up. They are so good, so entertaining to watch. And Mia Goth, I think the first Cin-Emma Extra I ever did was talking about the Scream Queens of Hollywood.
I remember this, yes.
She is a marvel. I can't say enough good things.
I think I remember you saying that she was kind of the new Jamie Lee Curtis, like,
yes,
you know, just really rising in that genre.
She is, I mean, she is such a hot commodity, and this was kind of this establishing moment for her, this trilogy, which have been hugely popular. The first one came out in, I believe, 2018, and then a few years later, and now we're here. So, Mia Goth. Love her.
Keep that one on the radar.
Certainly, keep that one on the radar. Yes, comes out in July. And I want to also put some light on, you know, smaller studio productions, maybe independent films that pack a big punch and maybe will be on the big screen, but maybe also on the small screen. So we're starting with I Used to Be Funny. Sam, a stand-up comedian struggling with PTSD, weighs in on whether or not to join the search for a missing teenage girl that she used to nanny. So this movie stars Rachel Sennett, who is perfect. She is effortlessly funny and amazingly talented. She's begun writing her own movies, and the way she just delivers everything is so good. I can only imagine this is going to be a fantastic watch when I get around to it. So I Used to Be Funny, starring Rachel Sennett, can be streamed on Apple TV Plus right now. And this next movie is coming on the heels of a big award season for Emma Stone, as she nabbed Best Actress for Poor Things at the Oscars. Starring much of the same cast and also directed by Yorgos Lanthimos, Kinds of Kindness follows a man seeking to break free from his predetermined path. A cop questions his wife's demeanor after she returns from a supposed drowning, and a woman searches for an extraordinarily individual prophecy to become a renowned spiritual guide. All right, yeah, just Think about how those three
Wow.
timelines intersect.
Yeah.
And if you saw Poor Things, you know that if there's one person who can do it, it's Yorgos Lanthimos. So starring Emma Stone, Margaret Qualley, and Willem Dafoe, Kinds of Kindness is in select theaters right now. So a good
Jeez.
reminder to check out smaller budget or independent films because they can blow you away. Kinds of Kindness has only a $15 million budget.
Wow.
But if it was a film of his starring Emma Stone that won her Best Actress, I think that speaks for itself.
Yeah. I feel
And-
like did I see Jesse Plemons in that trailer
Yes,
there too?
yes.
Do either of those actors stop working? They're always working on something.
They're always working, and I think he is equally as fantastic. I love seeing him and everything. He was in Civil War,
Yeah.
one of my favorite movies of last year.
Oh, I
So
still need to see that one too.
it's on streaming now, so you
Oh,
can.
well, I can do that. All right.
And of course, I would be remiss not to mention the most anticipated movie of the summer, Deadpool and Wolverine.
Hi, Peanut. I'm gonna need you to come with me right now.
Look, lady, I'm not interested.
All right, well, I'm sort of on the tick, so upsy daisy. Here we go.
6 years after the events of Deadpool 2, Wade Wilson lives a quiet life, having left his time as the mercenary Deadpool behind until the Time Variance Authority, a bureaucratic organization that exists outside of time and space, monitors the timeline and pulls him into a new mission. And so, with his home universe facing an existential threat, Wilson reluctantly joins an even more reluctant Wolverine on a mission that will change the history of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If that sounded like a lot, my brain, I can't think about how they're going to do this. So
There's a lot happening
my
with Marvel.
question is, will this reawaken the Marvel tired us many of us have succumbed to? Who's to say? But one thing's for sure, come July 26th, I have a hot date with a Coke slushie, some popcorn, and the big screen.
There you
because
go.
of course I'm going to go watch
And
it.
Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. I obviously have to see it. Also a good excuse to rewatch the first two Deadpool movies.
Which are so
good.
But yeah, I mean, those lived in a different part of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
And is it gonna like join it together? I don't know.
a good question.
Even I'm getting tired, and I never tire of movie watching.
Like,
I
this
was
is your thing.
This is my thing, and I was like, I'm only a girl. What do you want from me?
How much can I give?
No. That being said, it's probably going to be the biggest box office hit of the summer.
Probably true. That's probably true. Well, good stuff. I have a lot of those things that I still need to watch. Need to keep on the radar, add to the list. Deadpool, obviously, and Wolverine is definitely one I'm going to keep circled.
Absolutely.
Good stuff, Emma.